You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Bold and the Beautiful fans. We want to talk about the upcoming 9,000th episode of Bold and the Beautiful and what they're going to do to make it huge. Right now, we suspect it's going to have something to do with Sheila Carter. Now, the 9,000th episode is going to be Tuesday, April 18th. So it's right at 2 weeks away. And that is plenty of time for Sheila Carter to come back after flatlining and wreak some havoc because we know she's going to want some revenge. Right now, she's stressed out about the arrest and finding out that Bill and Ridge and Deacon were conspiring against her and working with the FBI. And the hardest hit, I think, to her was Deacon because she is really smitten with Deacon Sharp. And he's smitten with her, but he's not willing to burn down his whole life for her, and good for him. Bill Spencer, she's been suspicious of, and she was furious at him, and I'm sure she's still holding a grudge about going over his balcony. And by the way, a lot of people have gone over his balcony. He needs a safety rail. Can we just say that? Also, she's going to want payback on Ridge, and when she finds out that Lee Finnegan stood there and watched her flatline, I bet Sheila might come for her too. So the laundry list of possibilities for Sheila's revenge is long. Right now, she is in the hospital bed. She has had a heart attack. She is flatlining. Dr. Finn walks in and he is stunned to see that his adoptive mother is standing by and letting his biological mother die. It's not that he doesn't think that Sheila deserves to die, but it's an issue because he's a doctor. His mom is a doctor. His mom is his personal inspiration, and she is moral, she is ethical, but she is violating her Hippocratic oath and letting Sheila die. There is little doubt in my mind that we're going to see him jump in. The nurse was already there. She's got the little paddles ready to shock Sheila and bring the nine-toed felon back to life. I have no doubt that Sheila is going to survive this heart attack ordeal. What then? Then we've got about 2 weeks until this 9,000th episode of Bold, and you can bet they are going to make it big. There are two schools of thought. Some people think it's going to be a big Hope and Thomas thing. Will Hope plant a real kiss on Thomas? This can't go on if it's Thomas chasing Hope. So if that happens, however, I think 2 weeks is not a long enough runway for anything like that to happen because they have been teasing this on and off. I don't know if they're building up to it or they just keep forgetting about it in the writer's room. Who knows? But there's one faction of people that think that Thomas and Hope are going to be the pivotal 9,000th episode focus. I personally think it is going to be Sheila Carter. I think there are several things that she could do. I think her revenge plan might involve 5 prongs. 5. Let's count them. 5. Let's talk about it. First, there's Lee Finnegan. She already ran her off the road once, so we know she doesn't have a problem taking out Finn's adoptive mother. Once she finds out that Lee was going to let her die, maybe she thinks, oh, I should flip the script. So if I was writing this and I wanted Sheila to just go out in an insane way, I would have Sheila grab a hold of that defibrillator and shock the crap out of Lee and give her a heart attack in a karmic revenge twist. It probably won't be that exciting because Bold and the Beautiful likes to build up to stuff and then they kind of and they wimp out on us. So that's what I would like to see. If it was Days of Our Lives, that's what we probably would see because they're wild and soapy fun over there, but Bold tends to be a lot more mild-mannered. So I do think that Sheila might want some revenge on Lee. She is definitely going to want some revenge on Ridge because Ridge was growing out his Samurai Sam haircut, working with the FBI to entrap her and get that murder confession, which they did get. So she's definitely going to want payback on Ridge. Of course, she really doesn't need to give Ridge any payback because he's paying her back for her shooting Steffi, his daughter. But that's not going to stop Sheila. So there's no telling what she might do to Ridge. She might take it out on Taylor or Brooke to punish him. We'll see. Next in line, this will be the third prong of our revenge plan, is Bill Spencer. Bill lied to her. He slept with her. He proposed marriage to her, and then he grappled with her, and she went flying off his balcony like a cheap Frisbee. So there is no doubt that she is going to want payback on Dollar Bill. And the good thing about that is Bill probably won't see her coming because he is very cocky and he thinks he is the king of the world and he thinks that Sheila is all taken care of and she's going to be locked away. The bottom line is Sheila's had a heart attack and she's in the hospital, not prison. She has gotten out of prison before, but her buddy that helps her is himself in prison now for aiding and abetting her. But that doesn't mean that she won't use her money, influence, or wiles to get her way out of prison. However, if she's still in the hospital, that'll be a lot easier place for her to break out of. She can wiggle out of her cuffs, put on some scrubs, put on some glasses. She might even have that mask laying around, and she could sneak out of the hospital. And I tend to think this is what we're going to see on this 9,000th episode. Prong number 4 of her revenge plan, Deacon Sharp. She is going to come for Deacon and come for him hard, is my prediction. And that's because she fell for him head over heels. And initially, Deacon was very into Brooke. He even proposed to Brooke, and he was just banging Sheila on the side, and that was eating at her. And he didn't seem to be emotionally invested with her. He was not until she got involved with Bill Spencer. And then she kept going back to Deacon, and they were fooling around. So she was sleeping with both men, but Deacon was saying all the right things, and he, was very concerned. But at some point in the process, he also got involved on the sting, and he betrayed her. That betrayal is going to hit her really hard, and she's going to hit at him really hard. She might do something really fun like, burn down Il Giardino. Again, if I was writing this, I would have Sheila go big. I would have her shock Lee. I would have her throw Bill off his own balcony. I would have her, shoot Ridge like she did Steffi. And I would have her burn down Deacon's restaurant. Prong number 5 of the Sheila revenge plan. Sheila never got to raise Finn as a baby. And that's because Lee's sneaky husband, Jack, lied and did all this and got Lee to adopt his love child. So Sheila never got to raise Finn. Will Sheila Carter snatch baby Hayes, her biological grandson, and take him with her on her way out the door? Talk about revenge. That would effectively get revenge on Steffi, on Finn, on Lee, on Ridge. It would eat at Bill. It would eat at Deacon. So she could skip individual revenge, just take the baby and run. And that's been speculated about for a while that she might do this, but definitely my feeling is, and we'll know more once spoilers roll out for the middle of April, that Bold and the Beautiful's episode 9,000 is going to be all about Sheila Carter's revenge and her chance to flee again. Kimberlin Brown has got a long-term contract, but the CBS soap has options to basically terminate it every 3 or 6 months. So she could well be on her way out the door. Otherwise, it doesn't seem like she's going to escape a prison sentence, and they're not a show that generally keeps prisoners and keeps showing up and visiting them. They do that on some of the other soaps, but Bold is not a soap that keeps their prison set going and that has people recurring in prison and they keep having scenes there. So Sheila either is going to die again, and I put that in quotation marks because they're not really, I doubt, going to kill her off because she's such a good villain and Bold needs good villains. Or she could take the baby and run and disappear, and then we could find her later. She could come back with the grown kid. I don't know. We'll see, but I'm super excited to see what happens on Bold and the Beautiful episode 9,000. What do you think? Is it going to be Sheila wreaking havoc? Let's hope so. Check us out over at soapdirt.com for all the latest Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, news, and updates. Be sure and check us out on Spotify or your favorite podcast streaming platform for soapdirt.com's weekly spoilers podcast and updates. And then also come to youtube.com and check us out there for hot spoilers videos and other updates on your favorite soap operas, including Bold and the Beautiful. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.